Ain't nothing given, go and get it, ain't no other way. Always grinding overtime, I'm always catching plays. I ain't got time to waste, I'm building, trying to set the stage. If I'm gon' buy the block back, then you got rent to pay. Shawty came through, bless the spot, and hit it with some sage. All these blessings got us paid, ain't no minimum wage. Deep in the game, and I'ma win no matter how I play. I'm in the game, I'm the star player. And I'ma win no matter how I play. Deep in the game, I just gotta win. They know I'm dope, I ain't gotta say. Hey, ask about me, I'm the realest in the room. The code, just one of the illest in the booth. Don't know me now, don't trip, your girl gon' know me soon. Pick out the pound, flow through the ceilings and the roof. I'm in the clouds, I'm somewhere headed to the moon. Mixing and dreading and KK, give me that boost. Show me something, I'm grinding, I got the proof. Hitting figures, they see, think it's true. I gotta get it now, I can't wait another day. Ain't nothing given, go and get it, ain't no other way. Always grinding overtime, I'm always catching plays. I ain't got time to waste, I'm building, trying to set the stage. If I'm gon' buy the block back, then you got rent to pay. Shawty came through, bless the spot, and hit it with some sage. All these blessings got us paid, ain't no minimum wage. Deep in the game, and I'ma win no matter how I play. Yeah. I've been winning for real, been taking gold on them. Continue keeping it real, can't take my soul from me. Kicking that dope, this that shit that had your nose running. Smoke one with me, get you so high, might have your nose bloody. Prices up and when you lit, you get them low numbers. Started with no budget, now my network across the whole country. Pockets on PDs, creatine, they on something. Can't do Virginia Beach no more, I need them foreign summers. Make sure I pack the studio and keep them cameras running. Me and the crew convoying back to back Hummers. Gotta get that overseas land, I need that. Me and Vivid dope up next, tag team champ. Don't gotta give me nothing, I'm gonna take it, best believe that. Wax on the blunt, smoking tree sap. Sipping on yak, shorty said you need to relax. Love, you been working so hard, put your seat back. Yeah, I gotta get it now, I can't wait another day. Ain't nothing given, go and get it, ain't no other way. overtime, I'm always catching plays. Ain't got no time to waste, I'm building, trying to set the stage. If I'm gon' buy the block back, then you got rent to pay. Shawty came through blessing spot and hit her with some sage. All these blessings God is paid, ain't no minimum wage. Deep in the game and I'ma win no matter how I play.
Cause he wanna lie. Yeah, lights I've been with me and back through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Yeah, lights I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Yeah, flashing on these high beams, she won't step beside me, even if I'm blinded.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DMV back with another one. Your favorite neighborhood podcaster, I guess that's what you want to call me or whatnot. But this morning, I kind of wanted to keep things. I'm one of those people that's somewhat superstitious, so I kind of believe in routine when you got a good thing going. So last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I did the Saturday morning, off the cup film session. I wanted to get to a lot more, but we're gonna try and keep it short. So appreciate everybody that is going to tune in. Appreciate all of the love on the film session I did earlier on in the week. So, guys, it takes a lot to do these film sessions or whatnot. So the people that really do them, make sure you show them love or whatnot. So I got a couple of people in the chat that I want to shout out right now. We got LA Lake Show, Ruben Walls, and I believe, let me see. No. Shout out to all of the new members this month too. Appreciate you guys for supporting the movement. We're going to do a lot more stuff with the members. I have 3 levels of membership. We have the DMV Fanatics, we have the Super Fanatics, and then we got the Premium. The Premium is going to be pretty dope this off season because what I plan on doing is, live interacting with the Premium members and doing Zooms and actually doing film sessions amongst, for draft work and stuff like that, because I know that a lot of people really, really respect my draft work. So I would love to, interact with the people that really do. So if you become a Premium member, you'll have privy to that. So just to let you know what's going on stage, how you doing. So today I got my handy dandy notepad right here, and I've gone through a couple of these games or whatnot, but there's 2 that I really want to, kind of dive into a little bit today. Not like a full deep dive, but a quick dive. And it's the Kansas City Chiefs out of week 7 with the San Francisco 49ers. And then we got the Saints in week 12. I know Kansas City offensively was able to do very well against this defense. So I want to see some of the things that they've done. And mind you, I watched a little bit of that game, but I haven't watched it in its entirety. And the Saints game, I haven't watched that at all. So I know that the Saints held them pretty tough defensively, but offensively, they just don't have very much to offer. But they were able to take it to them very physically. I remember that game when it happened. So that was a very physical game. And maybe schematically, there were some things that the Saints were able to do to kind of hold them down. But, we're definitely going to dive into that a little bit. Got my guy Tavis Banks in there. Appreciate the super chats the other day, my guy. And let's go, man. So I'm going to bring the screen up. And we got the 49ers and the Chiefs. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. If you guys give me a thumbs up or something like that, let me know. Then I'll get started. Also, man, if you're here and you're tuning in, hit that like button, man. Hit the like button. I don't ask for much currency, but, the like button is free. And if you can kind of help me with the analytics or whatnot, I'd appreciate that greatly. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you. So can y'all see the screen? let me know. I'm going to go over there for a little bit. Then in about 5 minutes, I'm going to come back and read some chats. Sorry. So. All right. That's the kicker. We don't really care too much about that. Special teams. Let's see if there's the possibility of us breaking one. They do a very good job there. They fly to it. This is a very, very scrappy San Francisco team. Very, very scrappy team. We're not going to watch that again. All right. So this is one thing I saw early on in the game. So the Chiefs are in 12 personnel. It doesn't look like it, but they have a tight end at the bottom here. And then you got Kelsey, who just motioned to trips right here. So they have the back on the same side as well. So San Fran plays the one safety on the hash right here. There's a couple of things that they could do here. He could drop back. He could stay middle. And they can kind of do like a Rob Max kind of thing here. So we'll see what they do. That's it. Looks like they go man. So it looks like he stays with him. So he's going to stay with him. He's going to stay over top. But it's a run. So they don't do a very good job of they don't get too much on that run there. Let's see what happens on the interior. All right, so they set the edge pretty well. They set the edge, and Warner's there to kind of help kind of clean up a little bit. They motion again. Now they're trying to screen out. I think he might have blocked the wrong guy, honestly. What did I do? Let's go back a little bit. That's the play right there. Yeah, he picked the wrong guy. Okay, yeah. So he's going to pick him. Probably should have went him there, and they might have got a little bit more out of this play. But they still get about 4 on that play. So they still get about 4. This is one thing we're going to have to – I'm not going to say necessarily this because I think we can attack this defense at the second level in the passing game. Okay, so this is what, about 3rd and 6. They're going to bring him down to motion. Let's see what happens. They got 2 at the hashes. They almost pick it off there. So the script for Kansas City wasn't a great one so far. Was not a great one. They drop him back. They only send 3. And I don't think Scott Moore really, at this point, they didn't really have too much of a chemistry with them two. I'm not going to watch too much of them on offense because Jimmy G is the quarterback. So it's not going to really help us. Watch a couple possessions here. Okay. Kelsey's in motion up top. So they go 2 by 2. And in situations like this where, you know, where you try and spread them out a little bit by going 2 by 2 and stuff like that, it looks like they're good at aligning to it. You know what I'm saying? So Kelsey's up top. Looks like he's either going to have this or he's going to stop. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he stopped. So it's a normal smash route. So it's kind of hard to tell what they're in here. But they get a layup for about 9 here. So that's just a normal 2 by 2 smash route concept. And I think that Dak is going to have to take these right here. Notice that this was 1st down and they were throwing on 1st down. So we might have to do that a little bit more this week to kind of, you know, soften that front 7 up a little bit because throwing against this team is probably your best shot. He missed the read. He should have bent it back. If he'd have bent it back, he'd have got at least 5. But that's just Edwards-Helaire not really trusting himself. Right there. He stayed front side because it was Warner right there, but I mean, I'm still, I'm aggressive with it. I think back should have, bent it back on that one. All right, so look, it's more trips, more of a trips kind of, they're a little tight here, and he's gonna motion down. Let's see what they do. All right, so they motion into bunch formation here. All right. Play at oh, that was beautiful. So they play action. Now I believe it might have been first down in that play. Let's see. I can't really tell what down it was. I think this might have been first down, but like I said, we got to be able to surprise them. It could have been a short situation, but he's just gonna motion back here, and they're gonna play action this thing, and he's gonna come out here. Like I said, we want to attack this guy right here, Warner, in the passing game, not this intermediate stuff right here, but we want this stuff here. But here he's gonna play run first, so he couldn't get over the top because it pretty much created it was pretty much a rub concept right there. Beautiful play. Now, if you guys remember this week, we did line up in bunch quite a bit, so we might be able to motion CD in here and be able to do some things like that. So that's just something to keep in your back pocket. Nice chunk play there. Let me go back. Sorry. All right. So they're tight out here on top of each other. Kelsey's out. So he's pretty much playing the tight end right here. I think that's Sky Moore. I mean, where he's lined up, he's on the line here. Okay. It's pretty much a 2x2. He's going to motion down. So Kansas City did a bunch of motion to see what San Francisco was in. Now here, I mean, I don't know how much help he's going to get right here because he's here. I'd almost imagine that this is man up. Let's see if they do a good job disguising it or not. No, he's pretty much man up and he's deep high. Yeah, they're a man. Now, see, I think if Mahomes was a little bit more patient, he had that crossing route right here. I think this was his read. You know what I'm saying? He missed that one. But they do a good job of spacing them out with this. So I think he has a hook right here. He's going to come right here. Let's see what he does up top right here. Yeah, I just think he just missed the read on that one. Deep middle. That crosser was there. So anytime if we motion them down and that corner doesn't have that help, might be able to get away with some actually knowing what they're in man and Dak being able to dictate at the line. Let me look in the comment section and see what we got here. Hey, Queen Bella, how are you? Lake Show with the comments. Below the Heavens. Amazing Creations. Yeah, if Pollard does, we're going to definitely have to use Pollard a little bit this week. Amazing Creations. Definitely. He's going to need carries. But it's not just the carries that he needs. I think Pollard is a mismatch in the flats with these linebackers. You get what I'm saying? Because they're not, in my opinion, they're not really that fast. You know what I'm saying? I think they're great downhill from what I see. But I think Pollard in space could be a problem for them quite a bit. So, all right, let me get back to the film a little bit. All right. They motion again. Kellen's going to have to bring the motion out this week, I believe, in my opinion. All right, so he's going to roll. That's an excellent play. So that play right there is at my high school. What we would what we would run, it was a play called rollout. And in rollout, the outside guy had the comeback, and this inside guy had the corner route. So we would have a drag backside, and then we would have like a post over top if we had four receivers. So that's what this looks like, a version of what rollout is. And he's going to stick with, obviously, it's Kelsey. You get what I'm saying? The safety, they do a good job. It's just that Mahomes fits this ball in this window, and this receiver makes a hell of a play. It's McCole Hartman. Yeah, it's a good play. It's an excellent concept right there. So you're putting the corner in that bond, and you're making the read off of that corner. But like I said, this is the area to attack the 49ers, which is that intermediate, you know what I'm saying, that intermediate level right behind the backers. All right, so Edwards-Helaire is going to come in motion. They do a little misdirection. San Fran plays it well. They played that well. They did not bite on that at all. I don't believe the best way to attack them is lateral, even in the play action game. I think that if you need to try and attack them downhill in the play action game and roll out so that you can get behind these guys. Like any of this lateral movement stuff, they're going to fly to it pretty well. They have an excellent pass rush too. You just got to realize too, this week is Patrick Mahomes. So it's like you got to respect him. You got to respect him and respect his legs. You try and get home with 4 against Patrick Mahomes because you want as many people back as possible. I expect, teams started doing that against Dak a little bit, and that's when he, had some of his struggles. But I think that San Fran's going to probably try and stop the run if they can early. All right, so again, earlier on, we talked about the trips with the tight end on the backside. So this is something that obviously the Chiefs want to attack. So let's see what they try and do here. So it's just a zone. It's just a zone. All right, cool. So let's see how they line up to it. All right, so you have a corner backside. Look where the backers are. This might be why they attacked it the way that they did. So I can't tell. I think this is Bosa right here. But look, they have to shade the backer over here. And it might be because this is Travis Kelce. But from what I understand, I think they're going to try and take Schultz out of this game because the deep middle is what they worry about. So if they line up like this with the trips down here and you got the tight end up top, we might have some ability to get in this area right here. You know what I'm saying? With Tyler Smith, McGovern, him and Biotis, they might be able to double this guy and get to second level. So I'm going to watch this play again. And even in this, I don't think that Edwards-Helaire is really running that hard, I still think there's some meat on the bone with Edwards-Helaire there. I think that play could have even been bigger. All right, so they are in, it looks like it's 13 personnel. They got 3 tight ends, 1, 2, 3, and you got your back. But look, I don't know why they have so many defensive linemen on this side where it looks like it's overload. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why it's like that, but looks like they have Ward following him. So that's the indicator that they're a man. So let's see what he does. Yep. Still didn't matter, but it got a penalty. I don't know what the penalty was. Might have been a hold. All right, sorry about that. All right, so they go 2-by-2. They moved Kelsey around quite a bit. I don't think that Schultz is going to be this guy for us this week. I think this guy is going to be CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb is the guy that needs to move around this week, and we motion him, CeeDee Lamb. That's how I would do it personally. So Pat hits the flats on this one. He still had. If I go back, look, he still had Kelsey. If he wanted to throw it to him, he had him right there. Now this was wide open, but again, the motion told you, or I mean, they pretty much they're lining them up. They're going man up, and I've been hearing that from the experts quite a bit. That San Fran, they'll man up. They'll go one high, and they'll man up quite a bit because they want that rush to get home. So just imagine putting them in the bind. Imagine putting them in the bind where this is, you know what I'm saying? We have Tony Pollard in the backfield. And, think about this, right? If they're manning up, this guy is responsible for him. You get what I'm saying? So they show right here, one high. Look, no ass to the sideline here. They don't even disguise it. Now, obviously, you're going to disguise stuff in the playoffs, but just something to look at. All right, so he hits him in the flats. Now, obviously, this is early in the game, too, so we're going to watch another possession later in the game, and then we're going to switch to the Saints game. All right, so they're in zone here. And they just motion it. Pretty much a handoff, pretty much an outside zone. You see that? So San Fran can kind of tip their hat on defense here. Because I hear that D'Amico Ryans plays straight up, but you can kind of see it here. When he motions, nobody moves. They just, nobody drastically moves with him across the formation. They just shift over a step. So that lets you know that they're in zone. I don't know if it's that D'Amico Ryans really just prefers to play straight up a little bit more, or if they're not able to really disguise defenses that well, so they just play to their strengths. It's something for Kellen to find out. But these are things that we can do. This isn't any trickeration that Andy Reid's really running. This is stuff that we're very capable of doing. All right, so I'm just gonna pick like a random possession later on in the game. Just trying to get to Kansas City's offense. Come on. San Fran had some success on offense this game, by the way. And what I will tell you is, it was watching this game that I realized that they held a lot back. Like they have an elementary style of their offense right now. Jimmy Garoppolo, it was a lot more complex, obviously being the starter for as long as he had been. So I think that if Dan Quinn that's the difference between the matchup with Shanahan this time opposed to the last time. The last time they were running double moves and stuff like that. So they were able to do a little bit more complex things and it kept us on our heels. I don't think that they'll be able to do that same thing this week. Okay, so Kelsey motions. You see that? So they're going to pass them off. They do a good job, so they adjust a little bit here. So, look, they don't move down here at all. But these are the guys up here. And I think that they're looking for when they stack, they're going to pass them off, and that's what they do. And, that allows us rush to get home a little bit. Now, I think he had an option route, and that's what he was waiting on. And I think that the option route took a little bit long, and that's why he got sacked. Sheesh. Look at Bosa. Look at Bosa off that edge. We're gonna have to do. Now Tyron might be a little bit more equipped to handle him 1-on-1, but I think early on in the game we're gonna have to figure out whether or not we're gonna chip him or not. All right. So now look at this. Look at this. Now with the motion, now they've adjusted and now they're bringing it over a little bit. So maybe early on in the games and stuff they don't show, but later on they start disguising a bit. But look at this. This is one thing I will say. I'm not a big fan of going so lateral against this team, but him being in this wide nine, being in the wide nine allows more for you to have the bend back on the zone. So a guy like Tony Pollard could eat a little bit more, bending back, because for him, he's going to have to come straight down. He's going to have to make up a lot of ground when it's coming that way. Another thing, too, you might be able to, with him being so wide out like that, you might be able to do things where you bring him down, and counter back the other way. So the back is countering, and we can attack right here because we'll have an extra guy to get him. We'll have a guy to kick him out and get up here. So just something to think about. But they get a good push, and like I said, he had to make up so much ground. He had to make up so much ground coming this way that he's coming this way right here. He makes the tackle, but he makes the tackle 4 or 5 yards down the field. Okay, Kelsey motions back I don't know if it's out of the backfield or what because it's so quick, but they're pretty much there in 2-by-2. Now look at the shell. These guys right here, what I've noticed about the safeties is they don't play too much out of their responsibility. So that lets me know on the back here, these guys are they're pretty limited from what I understand, and I've heard that as well. But I wanted to see it for myself. Oh, wow. I didn't even see that concept. Let's see what they ran. So he just runs in front and he just carries it behind. We were just talking about the safeties, right? And I do think that we'll have some shot. We'll have to calculate it. We'll have to take calculated shots this game. All they really run is a double post. That's just a simple double post. He gets caught with his eyes. Mahomes catches him. All right, motions out. And he's going to motion back. Let's see what they do. Let's see how they react. Okay. So, yeah, they're working off on a pass-off situation. So that's the adjustment they made where they're going to, they're going to pass off to each other and they're going to communicate. It's backside. So they pitch. Wasn't much there on that play. We're just going to skip to the next play. I'd rather watch the next play. Okay. 2-by-2. Look at this. Look at this right here. So now they're in zone. He's probably going to see if he hits him. No, he doesn't. But they get that crossing route. Man, he had 2 guys here. Misses a tackle. Gets upfield. Juju Smith-Schuster. Gets inside the 4. If this is Tony Pollard, oh my God. Just hit Tony automatically. We don't even need to wait for that. All right, so now they go on the center. The tight here. Motion him. Now, understand, too, Kansas City isn't the type of team that's going to get inside the 5 that's just going to, run straight at you. They do a bunch of misdirection type stuff, and that's just what they are. We're not so much that. We can be, but when you got a guy like Zeke back there, you don't need to do it so much. Touchdown. This is why you have to respect their motion so much because they got stuff like this where they just take advantage. They take advantage of the ends getting upfield They're going to take advantage of that. Boom. They take advantage of him guessing and going inside. He's going to go in right here. And that's where we'll have to attack them. We'll have to attack them on the edges. And when I was talking to Aisha a little bit this week, she watched the Seattle film, and that's what she believes. Aisha Morrison, DallasCowboys.com. You guys know her. Let me look at some of the chat because I've been neglecting you guys. Sorry about that. Tavis says, I wouldn't mind little Malik. He's a scat back. Yeah, true. I actually been asking for more Malik anyway, to be honest with you. Trill Taylor says, use elements of the West Coast offense. It probably threw off the 49ers. The reason that I like elements of the West Coast is because it attacks all of the levels. So they're going to have to, pick and choose. And I've always been a fan of the West Coast. Elton says Ferguson can be big this week. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's going on, Hoodlum? How you doing? Yeah, Turpin can play that role. Amazing creations. Hey, look, this is what I'm about at this point. I'm about getting your playmakers the ball. I'm about getting the people that got you here, the top level people. I don't got time to be playing around with Turpin, just to be honest with you. If they ain't played around with him during the year, I ain't playing around with him now. The guys that I'm getting the rock to are Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Schultz, you know what I'm saying? A pinch of Gallup here and there. But we got to work with our playmaker. Ferguson, we know what Ferguson can do. Like if they ain't thrown Turpin in there by now, it just ain't gonna happen. And quite frankly, I just don't trust Turpin at this point. I don't trust him to make those type of plays. Amazing Creation says Bosa never get doubled off the point of attack like Micah does. That's the only reason Bosa will be Defensive Player of the Year. Parsons should be drawing at least 7 holding calls a game. Yeah, that's true. It's definitely true. All right. So I'm going to switch to let's get out of this one. How do we get out of this one? Let's escape. We're going to go to week 12, the Saints, because the Saints did a very good job against them defensively. So I want to see what the Saints did, and then we can get on up out of here. All right, all 22. Also, I suggest, man, if you don't have right now, NFL Plus is pretty cheap, and I don't even work for the NFL, but what I'm saying, it's pretty cheap between now and the end of the year. So go ahead and get that so you can get this all 22 footage and actually look at some of this stuff yourself. I don't really want to watch the Saints offense. It's like watching paint dry with Andy Dalton. We all know about Andy Dalton. We don't need to see no more Andy Dalton. Oh, okay. He got the ball. He threw a pick. Fumbled. They got a fumble. That's what happened. Okay. That's one thing we cannot do this week. We cannot turn the ball over. Like, we cannot give them a short field and give Brock Purdy any confidence. I would personally rather Brock Purdy work for everything he gets. If Brock Purdy beats us, Brock Purdy beats us. But I ain't giving them nothing. All right, so they got the trips up top. So, look, is that Juszczyk in the backfield? So, look, they got Christian McCaffrey in the slot right here. Christian McCaffrey is in the slot. And then they got Kittle down here as the tight end at the bottom. So, that's interesting. Freak. Messed that up. Are they running verts? No. Looks like he's going to come here. He's going to go out. He's coming up. So, he's running that out. What kind of concept is he running here? This is just them trying to be sexy here, in my opinion. They probably were trying to catch them in something. It might have just been something on their script. I'm not sure, but I don't know if that was the first read, but he pretty much just did a pivot route inside or a Texas route. I mean, if that's what they want to do on first down, I'll take this all day. I like Juice, but I don't like him that much. Would they get about 4 yards on that play? Something like that. All right, so they go 2 backs. I think that's probably is that Debo, Ayuk on the bottom. This right here is a wild card for us right here, 11. But they're just going to do a simple zone. He should be in the play right here. He should be in a position to make a play. And he does. He definitely does. That's it, man. These are the 2 things you got to worry about with McCaffrey going lateral. You know what I'm saying? That he can bounce it out or that he's going to bend it back. You know what I'm saying? You want him to run downhill. He can do it, but you want him to have to cut up and have to dip his shoulders a little bit. When he's out in space and stuff and can, you know what I'm saying, use that great footwork, that's his strength. He's going to do a great job. We just have to play assignment football. Look, he plays assignment football here. Like, think about this, right? I talked about this before. The last thing they want to do is really use this guy right here, Deebo Samuel, as a blocker. Because he's not going to block this guy. You get what I'm saying? And you see that? Ran right by him. Now, McCaffrey might block because he's a back. But at the end of the day, you almost want to dare them to do stuff like that. All right. Look at that. Looking for the crosser coming back this way. That's between that and the deep one. You know what I'm saying? He'll throw. Look, this is Kyle getting to something easy for him. They have a bad play. A cross underneath. And he didn't take his eyes off of that. They're going to have a simple game plan for him. Never took his eyes off of it the entire time. That's why I'm a big fan of if he's out on the route. I mean, I like what we did with our corners last week. And I would like to continue it. But look, in the backfield again, we got McCaffrey. We got Debo. You got Kittle at the bottom. See what they do. Oh, man, they're all over it. My whole thing is if they're both in the backfield together, more than likely, what are they going to do? Like, you got two of your better pass catchers in the backfield here. It's a lot easier to navigate where they are if they're both back here. Sure, he can hurt you and he can hurt you. But who are their top playmakers on offense? Huh? And huh? Like I said, I'll take my chances with them running zones and stuff with them 2 in the backfield. I'll take my chances with that. They're going to motion him back in the backfield again. Now they're going to run routes. He does a good job with his legs there, climbing. But for the most part, New Orleans played that very well. The only thing is that, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo playing quarterback, but the only thing about it is they just didn't get any pressure. Not crazy that I just realized that Jimmy Garoppolo was playing quarterback. He looked a lot like Brock Purdy. So it might just be that those are just staples of their offense. They're getting across and route and stuff like that. Might just be staples of their offense. Oh, man, he hit him right in his mouth. That's pretty much what we're going to have to do a lot of. And they hold them right there to 4th down. They're going to go for it here. They're just going straight. And he just pretty much ran up the middle. Nothing crazy. I mean, Kittle was a little bit off the line, so they probably, trying to make you think that he's going to come across the line here. But I think they just say, hey, we're better than these 2 here, and we're going to run that way. And that's exactly what they did. Mario Davis, shout out to him for the tackle. Here's the Swiss Army knife moving here. So now look, they're symmetrical again. I mean, they got over 1, 2. I mean, I don't count him as a blocker like that for real. But 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But see, look, symmetrical. They're symmetrical to each side, so they can do anything to either side. And it's gonna run straight inside zone. Trent kind of got handled a little bit there. We also got to watch for him tipping plays too. Trent, he would definitely tip pass and run. Ayuk in motion, back to that trips with Kittle down here. Remember we saw this a little bit earlier. McCaffrey's here. These two ran the wrong route. They only sent. I mean, they didn't really send any pressure. That's the crazy thing about it. So New Orleans has probably played them the best all year. And it's crazy because you would have thought that they would have been sending forward and sending a whole bunch of pressure, but they just playing them straight up. Like I've been saying, they're just playing assignment football. Look at this. They're just playing assignment football. They're not sending many. And I think that their answer to probably the 49ers offense and passing situations is dropping people and you know what I'm saying, just playing disciplined football. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing now because, you know, I said I was only going to be on here for a little bit, but let me look at the comments a little bit more. See what you guys see. Yeah, the 49ers have changed they've changed since both games, but what we're looking for right now is we're looking for staples. We're not necessarily looking and saying, oh, they're the same team, but we're looking at some of the same things that they like running. And as you can see with Jimmy Garoppolo, like I was trying to show Brock Purdy. I mean, we've already went over Purdy before, but now you got an opportunity to look at some different things with Jimmy Garoppolo and Purdy and how their offense is a little bit more complex to Purdy. They still would rather do the crossing routes. They still would rather do things like, you know, 2 back sets and stuff like that. But I think that Dallas's defense has the guys on the back end to combat with that passing game. I really do. It's just a matter of how Dallas really handles the run. So I'm going to open it up right now for a little Q&A for a couple minutes. I'll take maybe 5 questions, and then I'm going to head on out and start watching these games. So let's see. Where's my sticker for Q&A? Here we go. All right. So we got Q&A here. Q&A. What's up, Alicia? How you doing? What's up, Twiz? How you doing, brother? Amazing creations. This is your point right here. This is the point right here. Niners Purdy haven't played a defense like this Dallas D, like DQ said, make people think. I don't know if the answer is necessarily even trying to fool them. I think we play straight up football. I think that, you know, Brock Purdy is going to show eventually who he is. And I think that if you get early turnovers, I think that, you know what I'm saying, you can kind of derail things a little bit. Sugar Daddy says man or zone against this team. I think you got to mix it up a little bit. I think that with Kyle Shanahan calling plays, if he gets a little bit too comfortable in what you're doing, he has answers for that. He is a guy who has a counterpunch. He does things calculated for a reason. He sends guys in motion. He's not wasting the guy in motion. So I think you got to mix it up based on the situation. So we're just going to have to play the situations well in this game. But I think we're capable of doing both. Honestly, I really do. It's just a matter of being able to stop that run. I think Hankins is going to be huge this week. We needed a big guy like that. If you could see, New Orleans has those big guys like that. You know what I'm saying? That could, they have to take up some bodies. They have a linebacker in Demario Davis that's going to fill. Vander Esch is going to have to fill this week. Guys are going to have to hold their own up front. That just is what it is, man. But guys, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm getting ready to head on out and enjoy some of these games, enjoy the time with the family a little bit. But appreciate y'all, man. And like any other time, I'm just really, really appreciative of everybody that has shown love, that, became members this week, that sent super chats, that have liked. On the way out, please hit the like button, because while you had the opportunity to watch this, maybe there's somebody out there who isn't as familiar with my work, and they'll see the channel and they'll drop by. But actually, hold on, one more question. Do you think we should run the ball more this week? I think Dak Prescott should get us to the best play available at the line of scrimmage. I know he's been watching tape. That's one thing that I have been. I think that he's gotten much better at this year, is at the line of scrimmage, getting us in the best play, the pre-snap, adjustments. So I think whatever Dak is seeing up there, I trust that he's going to make the right decision. So I'm not sure that the answer is run more or run less, but I am with 4 taking what they're giving us. And that's pretty much it, guys. I am going to give you my score prediction. My score prediction is 31-27, Dallas Cowboys. I think that, like I said the other night, I think it'll start off slow, and then eventually I think these offenses will adjust, and it will come down to playing the situations late. And I think that Dak Prescott is ready for the moment. I think this is this is the best Dak Prescott that we've seen, even with the interceptions, as far as his IQ and, being able to let the ball come off of his hands. Sure, he had a bad Washington game, but I think that Dak is leaps and bounds the best quarterback in this game, and he might show off to be the best player on the field. So, in the chat, guys, leave your predictions. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to play this outro, and we out. Peace.
I can't feel the pain, I'm numb to all you say. To keep it real and stay 100 through the rain. I can feel there's something missing from your face. To keep it real and stay 100 in your veins. Put me in these boxes, still I'm trying to break away. I just roll it up and down some liquor for my pain. Thoughts inside my head, it's nightmares instead of some dreams. I've been trying to hold on to everything from the seams. Try to get it by any means. There's no accepting defeat with all this pressure that's on me. Trusting whenever I breathe, cause everything is on me. If everybody is down, I gotta pick up all the pieces. Yeah, I can't fall, cause I do it for my daughter, so she can make it farther. Ain't worry about your comments, cause I believe in karma. No time for your bullshit or any petty drama.